Hi, Scarefest fans. This is Joe Lewis from Bonehead Weekly. I don't know how the rest of you are doing this or if you're being held by a 2.5-year-old during all this, but I am. Anyway, hard to go out and see movies if we discussed before, but I was able to find something I hadn't seen yet. The Child's Play remake is not a complete train wreck. In fact, I actually like some of the stuff that they did with it. There's this huge conglomerate corporation. They have a name for it, Kinsberg, Kleinsberg, something like that. And it's kind of like Apple in the sense of it operates cars, you get your music, you get your TV, everything in your home is connected, several different corporations like that. And they sell these dolls called Buddy dolls. And one of them, the movie opens up as being made somewhere in China, I think, and the guy is being berated by his boss, and he turns off all the safety protocols and then jumps off a roof and kills himself, and the doll goes into mass distribution, and that's the point. Now, here's what I like about the movie. I like Child's Play, but I don't love them. I think what it is I like Brad Dourif. I love Brad Dourif, and he's a person who played Chucky originally. And I love him in all those movies. My favorite one's Bride of Chucky, but I've enjoyed the sequels. They're okay. I don't think any of them are scary. But I find this more plausible. I find it more plausible, specifically being in 2020, that we have an AI doll that is able to communicate with other things that go along with that, whatever software that's being used for company, an Apple doll if you want, and it's able to wreak havoc because it has artificial intelligence and it's taken off its restrictions and it can do whatever it wants and it learns. Kudos to the filmmakers. This movie is much more violent and gory than any of the other Child's Play films. Some of the kill scenes in it are pretty hard. I appreciate that. I mean, if you're going to watch a movie called Child's Play that's a remake, you know, Chucky ends up killing his stepfather, not to give too much away. She gets the doll kind of free, gives it to him. It's kind of crude. It's a little twitchy. It imprints on Andy. And I just think to me that the artificial intelligence thing makes more common sense or more sense. It's more believable and a little slightly more scary, discombobulating than an evil priestess voodoo doll thing going into transferring her spirit. Now, when Don Mancini wrote the first one, he probably didn't have 35 years in the future to look at crystal ball to see that this would happen. Of course, other movies have already done this thing, but I find it interesting. It's directed by a guy named Lars Klevberg, written by Tyler Burton Smith. I looked them up. They haven't done anything I've ever seen. It's interesting, though. They didn't get Brett. They changed the way Chucky looks to make him actually much more creepy. And they got Mark Hamill to do the voice. And Mark Hamill does an outstanding job, but I kept missing Brad Dourif. Can I recommend Child's Play the remake? Yes. Yes. If you're looking for 90-minute horror film there's a lot of blood and guts in this movie. Like I said, it's much more violent and blood and guts than any of the Child's Play Chucky films. I truly believe that. This is a darker version of any of those movies. It doesn't follow its own rules and starts to unravel in the third act. There is the new Buddy dolls coming out, and the whole third act takes place in a department store where they're releasing the Buddy doll that night. His mother works at that department store, and he's able to take over the other Buddy dolls, and the movie starts to go off the rails in the third act. I never would have thought I'd say this, but check out the Child's Play remake. Thanks so much, Scarefest. This is Joe Lewis from Bonehead Weekly. Stay safe out there. My Evil Dead 2 poster fell. It's very sad.